Good evening, student. With this video, we are starting a new chapter, that is breathing and exchange of gases. This chapter is chapter number 17 serially in the NCERT textbook of 11th standard, and this chapter is having the weightage of 2 questions in NEET examination. Maximally 3 questions can be asked on this chapter, and most of the time the question on this chapter will come on the applied part of the chapter, which we will be covering in detail. So let's try to learn in detail about breathing and exchange of gases. By definition, respiration can be defined as a process in which the atmospheric oxygen is taken in for the oxidation of food, and carbon dioxide so produced is expelled out in the atmosphere. So this is a definition of respiration, a process by which an animal will inspire or take in the oxygen for the oxidation of food. जो कुछ भी ऑक्सीजन हम शरीर के अंदर लेंगे फ्रॉम एटमॉस्फेयर, उस ऑक्सीजन का काम है शरीर के अंदर जाके फूड का ऑक्सीडेशन करना, और इस ऑक्सीडेशन की प्रोसेस में जो भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रोड्यूस होगा उस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को बाहर निकालना। सो ये जो पूरी प्रोसेस है जिसमें हम ऑक्सीजन अंदर लेते हैं शरीर के, उससे ऑक्सीडेशन होता है फूड का, और उसके कारण जो CO2 बनता है उसको हम शरीर से बाहर फेंकते हैं। इस पूरी प्रोसेस को हम रेस्पिरेशन कहते हैं। सो दिस रेस्पिरेशन is a process in which atmospheric oxygen is taken inside for oxidation of food, and carbon dioxide so produce is expelled out of the body. This complete process is called as respiration. But actually this respiration process is having 3 main events. In the first event, the atmospheric oxygen will reach up to the lung, and the carbon dioxide which is present in the lung is expelled out into the atmosphere. The 3 phases in which the respiration is divided. So ये जो respiration है इसमें 3 मेन स्टेप्स होगी, 3 मेन फेजेस होंगे। पहली फेज जिसमें हम एटमॉस्फेरिक ऑक्सीजन को बॉडी के अंदर लेंगे और बॉडी में जितना बना हुआ CO2 है वो एटमॉस्फेयर में फेंक देंगे। ये जो प्रोसेस है इसे हम कहते हैं एक्सटर्नल रेस्पिरेशन, which is also called as breathing or ventilation. So external respiration is a process in which atmospheric oxygen is taken inside. This process is called as inspiration or inhalation. And CO2 is expelled out. This process is called as expiration. So external respiration, that is breathing or ventilation, consists of 2 processes. वेंटिलेशन और ब्रीदिंग में दो इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस है। एक प्रोसेस में हम ऑक्सीजन अंदर लेंगे बॉडी के, उसको हम कहते हैं इंस्पायरेशन और इनहेलेशन, और दूसरी प्रोसेस में हम बॉडी में का जो CO2 है वो बाहर एटमॉस्फेयर में फिर से फेंक देंगे, उस प्रोसेस को हम कहते हैं एक्सपायरेशन। सो एक्सटर्नल रेस्पिरेशन वो प्रोसेस है जिस प्रोसेस के कारण एटमॉस्फेरिक ऑक्सीजन जो है वो लंग्स तक आएगा और लंग्स में का जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है वो फिर से बाहर एटमॉस्फेयर में फेंक दिया जाएगा। एक्सटर्नल रेस्पिरेशन होने के बाद ये जो लंग्स में का ऑक्सीजन है वो ब्लड को ट्रांसफर होगा, ओके, और ब्लड इसको लेके जाके दे देगा सेल्स को और टिश्यू को। टिश्यू अपना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड दे देगा ब्लड को, जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ब्लड फिर से वापस लाएगा लंग्स के पास। इस पूरी प्रोसेस को हम कहते हैं इंटरनल रेस्पिरेशन। सो आफ्टर एक्सटर्नल रेस्पिरेशन द बॉडी विल परफॉर्म इंटरनल रेस्पिरेशन। What will happen in internal respiration? So in internal respiration, oxygen in lungs will get transferred to blood. Blood will transfer this oxygen to tissue and cells, and tissue will transfer CO2 to the blood, and this blood will bring back this CO2 again to the lungs. So this whole process of transfer of gases with the help of blood, that is a respiratory medium, is called as internal respiration. Now once the oxygen is delivered to the cells or the tissue, this whatever process the oxygen will perform inside the cell for oxidizing the food is called as cellular respiration. So the third step of respiration is cellular respiration, where the oxygen is utilized for oxidation of food to produce energy in the form of ATP. Clear? So there are three main steps. Number one, the body will perform external respiration. Second, the body will perform internal respiration, and third, the body will perform cellular respiration. In cellular respiration, actually the oxygen will get utilized for the oxidation of food, and due to the process of oxidation from food, we will harvest the energy in the form of ATP. So the overall reaction of cellular respiration is food, for example glucose, that is C6H12O6, in presence of oxygen, that is 6O2, will undergo oxidation to liberate 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 38 ATP. So in total, by cellular respiration, we will get 38 ATPs. We are having a separate chapter to deal with this cellular respiration. Clear? In cellular respiration chapter, we will see the step in which these 38 ATP will get harvested by the use of oxygen in sequential manner. For performing cellular respiration, the cell have to follow 5 important steps. The cell firstly will follow glycolysis, then it will follow a link reaction, then the product of link reaction will undergo Krebs cycle, and after Krebs cycle there will be production of energy equivalent. These energy equivalent will go through the ETS, and after ETS there will be a process of oxidative phosphorylation which will produce the ATPs. So for learning all these steps, that are glycolysis, so in cellular respiration we have to follow the first step, that is glycolysis. In glycolysis, the glucose will get converted into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid will undergo a second phase which is called as link reaction. In link reaction, the pyruvic acid will get converted into acetyl CoA. Then this acetyl CoA will undergo the further process, that is Krebs cycle. And in Krebs cycle, the acetyl CoA will produce energy equivalents, that is NADH2 and FADH2. These energy equivalent will undergo the further process of electron transfer system, and after electron transfer system, by the process of oxidative phosphorylation, the cell will be able to produce 38 ATPs in presence of oxygen. So for learning all these steps, we are having a separate chapter, that is cellular respiration. Now in this chapter, we have to focus on first two stages of this respiration, that is external respiration and internal respiration. In external respiration, we have to concentrate on the mechanism of inhalation and expiration, which all forces will help the process of inhalation and expiration, either it is an active process or a passive process. Then we have to see the mechanism by which the oxygen will get delivered to the blood, and this oxygen from the blood, how it will get transferred to the cells, how the cell will produce CO2 and handed it over to the blood, and how this blood will bring back this CO2 up to the lungs. So in this chapter, we have to concentrate on the first initial stages of respiration, that is external respiration, that is breathing, and internal respiration, that is transport of gases from blood. Now, on the basis of presence or absence of oxygen, there are two types of respiration which animal can perform. In absence of oxygen, the animal will perform anaerobic respiration. So on the basis of presence or absence of oxygen, there are two types of respiration. Number one, aerobic respiration, which will follow all these steps in presence of oxygen, and secondly, the organism can perform anaerobic respiration. This respiration is performed by the unicellular organism or in animals in absence of oxygen. In anaerobic respiration, the food is oxidized in absence of oxygen. Okay, so this process is not a very effective process, and it will not produce that much of energy as compared to the aerobic respiration. In anaerobic respiration, a cell will produce 2 ATPs from a molecule of glucose. So anaerobic respiration also we will learn in the chapter, that is cellular respiration. So there are two types of respiration on the presence or absence of oxygen. Now, according to the mode of gaseous exchange, how the organism is performing the gaseous exchange, there are two types of respiration again. So on the basis of mode of exchange of gases, there are again two types of respiration. Number one is called as direct respiration, and number two is called as indirect respiration. Direct respiration, in case of direct respiration, the organism which is performing a direct respiration, these organisms are in direct contact with the atmosphere which is dissolved in the water. So the cell will directly absorb the dissolved oxygen from the water into the cell. There is no conducting system which will conduct the oxygen up to the cell. The cell surface is in direct contact with oxygen. Such type of direct respiration is seen in case of unicellular animals and the organisms which are performing the cutaneous respiration. Clear? And in case of indirect respiration, the oxygen is firstly delivered to the blood, which is called as a respiratory medium, and this respiratory medium will absorb the oxygen from respiratory organ. This respiratory organ will transfer firstly the oxygen to a respiratory medium, that is blood, and then blood will transport this oxygen to the cells or tissue, where it will exchange this oxygen with cell and tissue and bring back the carbon dioxide. So these are the two modes of respiration depending upon the exchange of gases. In direct medium, no respiratory medium is required. The cell will directly absorb the oxygen, and in indirect respiration there will be a requirement of respiratory medium, that is blood, which will be a medium of exchange of gases between blood and the cells. Clear for this thing? So in the next video we will try to learn about the various organs, respiratory organs, which are present in different animals for performing the respiration. Thank you.